we kick this off, let's get in game. Starting to the upper left-hand side of the map from OSC Elite, our Blue Terran player, it is souL. Actually, both of these players are actually going to be fighting for a top 8 spot today, potentially, in the OSC Championship seedings and the OSC World Rankings. Top 8 gets seeded into winner bracket round 2 rather than winner bracket round 1, so you already get a bit of extra prize money from the get-go, which is always great. To the top right-hand side, the Red Zerg player, his team experts Bly. Bly a little bit further off than souL in terms of the OSC rankings. For top 8, souL is currently ranked 9th and about 100 points behind True. If souL was to win one series today, he would advance through and overtake True into the top 8. Bly, on the other hand, actually needs to win not just this tournament, but probably the later tournament as well, in the form of the WardiTV Christmas Invitational, or maybe first place in one and second place in the other, to get close to a similar sort of setup. Got to contribute towards the premium hotel Wi-Fi. Yeah, man, the premium hotel Wi-Fi that works worse than the free one, to the point where we couldn't stream on either. Again, today I'm actually streaming from an eSport Heroes apartment. He messaged me on Twitch the day we had massive internet issues. He was like, "Yo, what's up?" I see you having issues. I actually live in Warsaw. You can come and use my place to stream from. You can use my PC as well and everything if you need to. And that's why we are able to stream today. Otherwise we'd probably just have no stream, and I'd probably be really flipping depressed about missing all of these games that I'm meant to be casting. I'd be really sad, man, like really sad. It'd be real upsetting. You see some drones gonna jump onto towards this gold mineral line, just gonna get rolling. There's Bly, needs to bring these ones back. You do not want a long distance mine with these dudes. And he's gonna get them back and mine in there once again. So he does open gold base first. A little bit separate, a little bit far away from the main base. So we'll see if souL maybe finds a way to harass that with some sort of drop play. And souL is actually expanding towards the gold base himself as well in these early stages. A reactor expand in towards, well, actually a pretty fast factory, not a reactor expand at all. Fairly fast factory, so going into the factory early, into the reactor, super greedy out of souL actually. So fast stallions in towards now a starport. And we're also going to be seeing again the CC on the gold base. We'll see how that sets up. As Bly just throws down a Rotron here, we'll see whether he wants to turn that into some sort of aggression or whether he's just going to use it as a way to macro up moving forwards in this game. Second Hellion about to pop out, and we are going to see souL just going to keep on queuing those up and getting them ready to maybe move across. I'm not sure what exactly the plan's going to be for him here. See what he builds off the starport, probably a medevac, right? He doesn't have a tech lab or anything. I mean, it's either a medevac or a Viking. A medevac versus a drop these Hellions could definitely do quite a bit, especially with the way that this gold base is so far away and much more difficult to defend because of how far away it is from the main. Right now, actually, all the roaches are building up on the main base, so they're not going to really be able to help out defending the gold either, if that is where the Hellions decide to drop into. As the gold base finishes up from souL. What's interesting as well is if Bly tries to get aggressive, well, he probably wouldn't have too much success pushing up this kind of single width ramp in towards, well, you know, in towards a wall off. He's just not going to have a lot of luck there unless he maybe drops over towards the gold base and looks to harass over there himself. As Hellions just going to sit out front of the main. They're going to be pretty patient. They're not going to rush up the ramp or anything. And the medevac popping out is going to be boosted across and just looking to see what it can get up to as well. So medevac coming through the center of the map actually. As a few Hellions come up to the top side, they got pushed away by those roaches. The Ravager out as well, as now we're going to see, well, just a couple more overlords from Bly. These Hellions not looking as though they're going to get anywhere. And the medevac just sitting mid-map, hasn't picked up the Hellions yet, and will finally be able to lift those dudes up and get those going towards the gold base. As a couple of Marines push back this overlord, but probably realizing there is roaches on the map, have to be a little bit careful. He's building a bunker in case of, you know, just in case there's a need for it. Is the factory going to come out and be on the tech lab? Gets a siege tank out here just to help defend a Viking as well. The thing about defending right now here for Bly, for souL, sorry, is Bly isn't even really pressuring too much, though. He's looking his way through these back rocks, which will be interesting. But this gold base is completely unprotected, and this is a lot of stacked up drones. I mean, you can see there's 14 of them on this mineral line, 6 going down already. Now they have to pull away as well, but they're pulling away in a little bit of a line too, and that could be some more drone kills. Well, it's getting very close to being a lot more of these. Couple of lings. Saw do some damage. 2 Hellions left up. Only 8 workers killed in the end. Really felt like it might have been more. As you're going to see across the bell. Actually doesn't hit the SCV. It dodges out of the way. Smart SCV. And as we're going to be seeing units on the way down towards the lower left hand side. Some SCVs will have to pull away right from the get-go here, but it's not going to delay souL all too much, as he will get units into position to defend this. He will be able to push Bly back in the next couple of moments, it seems. As Bly's going to reinforce this with some more Lings, though. I mean, there's a siege tank here, there's Marines, there's only actually one Ravager, right? So the single throws of Bal isn't going to be able to do too much. Targets the Ravager with the siege tank, and that is going to be chased at the very least here. So all things coming in, and they are going to actually push back those Marines, getting back towards the siege tank. But the friendly fire is actually huge at the moment, as this Viking will land to try and help out. 7 workers were killed so far, now we will see this Ravager will be dropped onto by the Hellions, and they will pick up a kill here. So, well, that is that. A few drones rallied across the map from Bly. When you're only on 41 workers, that's over 10% of his economy. That's across the map at the moment. 6 drones rallied over. Huge mistake by Bly, as he has a 15 worker lead overall. But again, rallying them over the map is definitely not going to help him out with that worker lead. So drones pulling back up in towards the natural. The third hatch is up, and the infestation pit now dropping down from Bly as well in the main base. Roach speed coming through, coming up to being about halfway done. A couple of extra barracks are building, and a third CC as well. souL setting up in towards his mid game now, as he has survived early. He's actually got quite a scary little force to push forwards with here, though. The triple tank especially. He's going to be able to do quite a bit. The only thing I'm worried about is the fact that he doesn't have a lot to kind of protect the free siege tanks with, right? I mean, there isn't a lot to go in front of these, you know, enough Marines or anything to really keep them super safe. As you're going to see, that's a little bit of a fail of trying to drop, pick up different bits and pieces. That one final Hellion, super low on health anyways, probably isn't going to be doing too much. Liberating this main base is currently distracting this one single queen. Takes a little while to push it away. 5 drones go down, a Roach as well. Liberator will turn around, reposition, come back to the mineral line. It will go down here, the Liberator, but we'll get a couple more. He doesn't target fire, so he's actually going to go after the queen, which he will not be able to finish off. Meanwhile, though, the tanks are sieged up to the south side, and there is a few Marines in the front. Ravagers on the way up. Obviously, Ravagers, if they get in range, will get rid of the tank very quickly here. He's going to see this third hatch taking some shots. More drones on the way from Bly. He's trying to stabilize a little bit in this game, moving forwards, trying to replace what he just lost to that Liberator. Viking picks up. He's got 6 kills so far, but a few of those were Lings. They're not all big enough for us. He has picked off, well, actually 6 overlords in the game, so maybe a lot of them are overlords. As you can see, his attack of souL is cleaned up though, so he's going to get pushed back. In the meantime, another Liberator on the natural, on the third base, I should say. And he is going to pick off another 7 drones here, and he's also going to get a Morphine Lava, making now he's going to cancel essentially another drone that was on its way up too. Another drone becomes a smoke roller just about here. A couple more getting taken down by the Viking. Good combination of teamwork here by the Liberator and the Viking. The Liberator will unsiege. What a huge amount of mining time denied. He's going to see those drones finally getting back to work, but again, it's damage like that is keeping souL in the game so far here in game 1 of this best of 5 series. So retreating back home with this Liberator as an Ultralisk Cavern has started from Bly. Super fast hive considering the way this game is going. Off of the 3 bases, I mean, what a way to, you know, continue this on. He starts up the Carapace upgrades now, as we see the 1-1 for the Terran play is very close to finishing. So he definitely does need to prioritize the Carapace upgrades here over the next few minutes, make sure he gets those up ASAP. Stimpack completes, Combat Shield is starting up from souL as well, so again, that roll in here as we see some Roaches. With the south side going to move forwards, and they are going to get themselves, well, don't even need to kill off a couple of depots. They do get themselves down into position here. Marines will start to fight this, and there's 1-1 kicks in a moment or two. Those Marines just a little bit better at dealing with those Roaches. Honestly, as it stands, Marines do a pretty good job anyways. The Roaches cat around just to maximize the damage. Having a couple of, well, it doesn't even get a couple of SCVs, but definitely get an extra Marine or so for the micro. And overall, I think souL's still leading here in game number 1 of this best of 5. Remember, the winner of this plays Euthermal in the round of 4. Top side of the bracket in the round of 4. Mana vs Maxet is our matchup as well, so PvP. If we got PvP and TvT, it would mean we'd have the 2 mirror matchups and then some TvPs to wrap up the day. Should be very interesting to see as well, as now souL going to get aggressive himself, pushing across the map here. No combat shields just yet, but it is on the way up. He actually starts +2 armor, but no +2 attack. And he is just going to have to make sure he remembers that, because +2 attack definitely something you want to invest into. So let's see, this tank actually going to go straight in towards that Corrosive Bile. No, the Corrosive Bile missed somehow. I honestly don't even know how, as this one tank will go down. These Marine reinforcements just taking a very long time to arrive, as the Ultralisks are starting to come out as well. The first one in production tab at the moment, Kindness Plating coming up, and the Carapace upgrade too to help it out here. As we are going to be seeing more Roaches coming down south. A few Marines moving through the center. souL not going to be able to do too much with these, as again, Marines and Medivacs pushing their way through the top side, looking to see where they can go, looking to see what they can do over the next couple of minutes. So one carapace is completed, and a couple of drones have gone down. And again, this Marine count pushing over to the right side here. We'll see where it can get to and what it can get up to in the next few moments. As we see some damage starting to be done, and Ultra starting to take some hits, corrosive battles. Applying a couple of medevacts, nothing too crazy. On the south side, a lot of roaches push in. They will cancel +2 armor, so we're going to be seeing souL capped at just 1/1 upgrades here. And again, he's going to have to start fighting these Ultras with currently pure Marine. He's starting to react out lives. He's going into a very early Ghost Academy, just because these Ultras obviously fairly early as well. 15 SCVs going down. This entire gold base just being ransacked. So we're going to have to really pull away from that position. Right now, they're stepping back in and out with the Marines, and he is getting damage done. He's actually picked off the gold base with this drop. So he's denying the gold of his opponent as well. So both players are really throwing kind of rocks at each other's faces. And they're really kind of hitting each other bang on the head as well. I mean, they're really doing some damage, and now we're going to see some overlords going down for Bly. That's a supply block, actually, and that's going to hurt. Bling's running in, barely lasts a few seconds. This Ultra's going to go down. You know, these Ultras are not doing too hot for themselves anymore. And that's a bit of an issue, because if the Ultras are not staying alive, it really just hurt out. A few Marines and the medevac's getting hit by that corrosive bow there. As you are going to see siege tanks, ghosts, etc. going to try and fight this. That's going to be some expensive losses, though, like ghosts and tanks for just a set of roaches. Bly's doing so much damage with this counterattack across the map. Moving forwards again, so the roaches going down. Another overlord. And he's going to see, obviously, the idea of getting his opponent towards the supply block once more here could be huge. Two Liberators are set up, and they are dishing out the damage over the last couple of moments. Often against the Ultras as they run in towards the Marines when they step a step back, as now we see Bly evacuating what was the third base taken in this game. Ultras run forwards again, but it's the Liberator reach, which is really just proving to be very scary right now. Two Ultras going to counter-attack. There's not a lot to really deal with this from souL across the map. I mean, maybe some ghosts, but they're all out of energy. This has really turned into one heck of a scrappy game here for game 1 of this series. Let's see if he's trying to repair up his planches. We do see the hatchery on the third base has fallen down now. And so that base has fallen. One of the Liberators cleaned out here, getting into position. Bly, we can maybe push into this very soon. A couple of Marauders are going to chase down these Ultras, and they are going to be able to get them all the way back over to the right-hand side. Again, what a scrappy game. 12 minutes in, upgrades are being denied. Both players are not going to hit 2-2 upgrades at all this game. Bly hasn't even got a melee upgrade in the game just yet. And he's still just trying to fight. There's another counterattack, this time triple Ultra. Coming out on the other side of the map now, though, more Marines, more Marauders. There's a Ghost or two mixed in, and they definitely will go a long way to cleaning up this counterattack. I think this is a bit of a... I'm not sure what souL's doing. I think he was misrallying these units with where he clicks. Don't think he actually wanted to bring them over like this. Oh my, the Ultras move command through this and pick off maybe 1 or 2 Marines before they get taken down. souL pretty much just confirms that he's got this first game in the bag. I mean, his supply is really starting to skyrocket out of control here, and all he needs is a few hours to get across the map and to actually get something going for himself. One push in towards this base, and Bly is really not going to be able to keep himself alive for much longer as things continue to drop. Getting cleaned out here, getting pushed away. A lot of units through the top side now, getting looked at surround do just a little bit more. This is looking as though it's just about going to be it as we see those couple of Ultras gathering up over towards the right side once again. So Roach is going to come through the south and see where they can go. So Roach is going to step on forward, and we're just going to see, well, a snipe coming down as well will do a lot to these Ultras, and the Ultras are dropping so low already. Another snipe comes down. These Ultras are just on their last legs after a split second in range of the Terran army. Now this hatchery is going to go down. Bly doesn't have anything to defend it with. Queens have some transfusions. Eddie wants to spend those on the Ultras, but he doesn't get the Queens in range. The Queens go down. The Ultras will go down. souL will pick up the first game. An interesting one to kick us off in battle on the board. We'll get heavily oversimmed army at this stage, but again, when there's no units left to Bly, there's no units left to Bly. It doesn't really matter how oversimmed your army is. It will get the job. Usually I would look to the side to check the experts. So when I don't see the expert, I'm just like, oh yeah, we must be in game. I'm probably going to forget that at some point today, and you guys can all laugh at me and spam me and be like, Wardy, fix it. And then I will have fixed it, but the stream delay will not be kicked in yet, so you guys will still be like, Wardy, fix it. I'm like, god damn it, guys, it is fixed. And yada yada. Guys, to the bottom right hand side, our blue Zerg player is Team Expert Bly. His opponent, top left, the red Terran player from OSC Elite is souL. Up 1-0 now in this best of 5 series. At map order, Neon Violet Square for map 3 if needed, and then Ascension to Aya for map 4. I'm not sure what map 5 will be. Obviously the choice there between Odyssey, Catalyst, and What's the other map that we could see? Blackpink. Well, honestly, we could see any of those. I think Odyssey will have been vetoed by souL. So that depends what Bly would prefer to play on, and honestly, Bly might have picked Catalyst because it's a bit of a shorter rush distance for some of his cheeses. There's a lot of ways it can go, honestly. I mean, it's difficult to kind of guess. I would guess that Catalyst would be map 5, but it's very possible that it would be Blackpink. I'd be surprised if it was Odyssey. So you do set up here into this, guys are going to be seeing the hatchery is already down from Bly, but it's also pool first, so he's going to get a couple of lings out on the map. We'll see just how many he makes. It is going to be 6 of them from the get-go. So looking to really try and slow down that CC in the early stages. We'll see what souL will go for, because, okay, he is going to SCV scout. Just going to SCV scout. The whole point of this is to see whether it's a hatch first or a pool first. The whole point being that, you know, he wants to just check if it's, if it's hatchery first, he wants to, get the Reaper across the map and harass a little bit. If it's pool first, he wants to keep the Reaper at home and defend against the Zerglings. So as he sees the patch not finished, he will indeed just keep the Reaper at home, and the Lings will still kind of delay the CC from building, but they'll probably not delay it as long, of course, if the Reaper is, of course, just sat there and waiting to deal with them. And there it is, our Reaper just sat, chilling up the ramp, waiting to see what's next. Feeling is going to come in from the left-hand side in the next couple of moments. That CC is building. Here we go, the Reaper going to start attacking. Oh no, souL! Wow. So souL did this the other day. It wasn't quite like this, but he was playing against Raynor in... What was I casting him in? Ladder Heroes? Yeah, and he did exactly this. He typed a little bit of cheeky opening here, saying you made my day. So yeah, it was kind of funny to see him lose in not quite the exact same way, because this really was more his mistake than a cool play by the Zerg. Like when Raynor did it, it was cool because like he sort of positioned his Lings to catch that Reaper off guard and to do something unexpected. This was really just bad kind of focus by souL. He wasn't paying attention when he knew that the Lings were coming, because he saw it was a pool first with the SCV scout. And that's why the Reaper was sat at home. So a big mistake by souL, our blue Terran player, in the bottom right hand side, allowing his opponent to tie this up. 1-1. The top left, our red Zerg player is Bly from Team Expert. Don't know what he means in terms of saying to believe in, not what believe in what I'm seeing. I'm sure it has some meaning. Anyways, these guys are just going to chat it out in the early stages. So we're going to see in the Why would you be changing me? If you know the fucking... I don't agree with this. So souL's argument is that he wasn't paying attention to the Reaper because... His argument is that it shouldn't work because he shouldn't commit, but I think if you've got the 6 Lings already, you do go in and you chase the SCV and you delay build time on the CC, right? Because what else are you going to do with those 6 Lings? You know, it keeps the Reaper busy, you can chase the Reaper a bit. You might get an SCV kill if the Terran messes up, but you're definitely going to delay the CC by 10, 15, 20 seconds, which is more value out of those Lings than you're going to get otherwise. So it's really, I mean, obviously souL's the better player than I am, but I really feel as though from what I see, it's not too unrealistic to still try and do something with the 6 Lings. If it was like 2 Zerglings, then yeah, I don't think you run in, I think you keep them, because then at least you've got 2 Lings on the map for map control. But if you've made 6, I really do feel you just at least go in, because you put 2 on the SCV, you know, if you chase the Reaper, etc. Yeah, I think it's expected. Like, I don't think it's as much of a surprise as souL is making it out to be, but obviously souL feels otherwise. Interesting discussion between the two, as you're going to see the fast left from Bly, and well, he does love a little bit of Nidus play here on Neon Violet Square, so we'll see if that's going to be what's in store for us here. So we'll see what exactly souL will be going for in his opening. Tech Lab on the barracks, so perhaps already getting set up in towards something along the lines of a Banshee or so over the next few moments. Getting that set up and ready to roll here. A couple of Hellions going to be popping out, and a couple more on the way, of course. We'll see what actually does build on the starport tech level. A lot of the time nowadays we'll see a fake cloak into a Viking, followed by like just a medevac even. We'll see what he wants to build. I mean, it's very possible it is actually a Banshee, and that is going to be the case for now. What's Bly going to do? Well, he takes the second and third gas, so maybe he actually just throws down a Spire, which would be quite a hard counter to Hellion Banshee opening, of course, but two-base middle has not really been a thing for quite some time in TVZ because it just doesn't really usually do enough. And of course, it's a bit of a gamble to hope for Hellion Banshee in terms of, oh, well, this is one really good thing. And even if it is Hellion Banshee here, it's no cloak, right? So no cloak means that there's not going to be a you know, it's not going to be a huge commitment to Banshees, so it shouldn't be more than one, because you should just go Banshee into Viking or something, or into Liberator. I guess the meters will still shut down a Liberator. Anyways, set up into this, and while we just have a moment or two, is the Spire as well by Bly, so just confirmation of that here. But just as we get set up into this, I'll just remind you all that there is a Matcherino page today, guys. We've got a lot of coupon codes to get used up. So exclamation mark Matcherino, get on that Matcherino page. It takes a couple of seconds. It really doesn't take long, and it really does go a long way to helping out here in terms of supporting the tournament. As we're going to see this Banshee moving forward, is going to come in and it's going to start hunting down some drones. Some drones start to be picked away at. 1, 2, 3. Already going down. Nice damage done. I mean, for Cloakless Banshee, full workers. Not bad at all, but very low health Banshee now means it's probably unlikely to get further damage done moving forwards. We'll start to nibble away at this hatchery for a few moments here though, so Hatch going to start taking some damage. Back at home, souL is going to show us some mech play here on Neon Violet Square, going into 2 extra factories. Currently everything he's building though is not really going to help him out with dealing with mutas. 4 meters on the way up. Bly can afford 7 or 8 in total here. This Queen going to be the way he tries to fight against this next Liberator. He'll have to pull the drones away for a few moments though. He's going to lose 1, 2, 3, 4 drones. Now he targets the Queen at the end there, which is not really the right way to go about it. Hellions will die for the natural mineral line. 7 workers killed in total, now 8. And he sees the Spire as well, so now souL knows exactly what he's playing against. Plus 1 attack will start on the armory, so he already has an armory, so it means he can go straight in towards the 4 production. So 2 4s going to be coming out, and well, how much will these mutants do? He started an engineering bay as well, a missile turret in each mineral line will go a long way to help out. I guess we'll see if Bly's going to be able to do enough. Right now he's 5 workers behind. He took this back base as well as his third base to help him kind of be able to take it very easily. But he only has half the minerals he usually would on the third base. He will not be able to find full saturation. It just means he'll have to get the 4th base up nice and quick as well. As the meters do arrive, pick off the initial siege tank very quick. Now he's going to break through this wall with the Lings and the meters. And if the Lings streaming in, well maybe all of a sudden the 4s are not as much of a threat if you get a full surround. He's going to come in and start targeting some of these SCVs. A couple of Hellion bats in the mineral line are helping out. The missile turret finishes though, and it will stay alive here. But there's coming the 4s. There's no way these meters actually realistically kill a 4. Not with that extra armor upgrade they have nowadays. We're going to be seeing, well, the damage is good. It's targeted a little bit here, but there is 3 meters going down, I think. 9 SCV kill does bring Bly back into the worker lead, but I think in this sort of situation, for 4 meters, you're really hoping for more. You know, you spend 900 on this, plus the 200 for the Spire, plus the just delay of the 3rd hatchery, etc. to get these mutants so quickly. And you only kill like 7, 8 workers? No, I think you need a lot more than this to really be, you know, to consider it worthwhile. This is nice, he gets 1 more here and he'll harass this refinery, which will splash onto an SCV here and there as well, getting a 2nd kill. So I mean, it's something, especially delaying gas for mech play is very painful. So there's a 3rd base in position though, and this is the drop across the map now with a couple of 4s. Try and do a little bit more. Queen's coming into position though, Bly is aware of it. He's going to start targeting down Medivacs very early, but the Queen's taking quite a beating. Already 1 Queen going down, is now going to see more drones being picked off as well. A 3rd worker going down too, and this lair continue to be picked away at. Drone's going to pull in once again here, and they are starting to fall very quickly, I have to say. 1 Queen goes down, another Queen goes down as well. These 4s turn around, they are going to be able to pick their way through all of these mutas, and so he is going to keep the Medivacs alive. No, he keeps 1 of the Medivacs alive. He can juggle these 4s a little bit if he would like to. He messes up a little bit there. Maybe could have brought the first 4 back a little bit away from the drone surround. 16 workers go down as Hellions run by into the natural expansion. No, 21 workers down. souL is doing so much damage. He goes up by about 20 workers. Wow, crazy damage done. 32 workers in the last few moments. This 4's still picking up kills. 20 kills on it. He's going to go for a roach as well before he lifts up, and isn't going to get it just quite. But now he's back in the mineral line, and if he targets drones, it's going to be, well, 1 drone every shot he fires. 2 more drones make it 35 workers killed in recent times, and Bly's just bleeding units. The meters didn't do enough early on. The 4 counter drop has done a lot. And again, look at this, just little positions here and there to get a couple more drones. Really eke out every single advantage he can right now. souL putting himself into such a good position right now here in Game 3 of the series. Looking to put himself up onto match point if he can find himself this victory. Making a couple of Vikings off the starport, maybe afraid of a follow-up into more Mutalisks because the Spire is there. Bly has a lot of gas actually, so if he did make like 13 meters all of a sudden, maybe it would be one way for him to get back in the game, catch the Terran player off guard, so I don't mind it. Spending the money on those Vikings, they can definitely be used in multiple ways to find value through the game, whether they just kind of farm overlords, or if they just kind of drop down and kind of tank for a little bit in the fight. Honestly, they deal pretty good damage if they can sit behind some Hellbats and not die instantly. As you can see now, the 4 drop being used to clean out some creep spread as well. Just going to make pushing towards this 4th base, I should say, a little bit easier. Not used to this base actually being the 4th, because very rarely do you see actually this tucked away base really being taken as a 3rd. Eight Storm Hosts on the way up currently, as we're going to see the Hydraless Den about to finish up in the main base as well. Burrow continue to come on through, and +2 missile attack is coming up on the Evolution Chamber. Terran Building Armor coming in. That's not an upgrade you see very often. Really? Terran Building Armor? Okay, well, we're seeing souL with some innovative builds right now. I guess it'll just help his planetries. He uses this 4 to the medevac. As you do see the couple of roaches up on the high ground getting picked away at Viking. One of them coming forwards and just picking its way through a couple of overlords that are on the map. There's more Vikings to the south side. I guess the Vikings are also going to help a bit against these swarm hosts and just kind of picking away at a couple of locusts here and there before they're able to land. But you kill a couple of locusts before they come on in, it does go quite a long way. No blue flame yet, if I'm not mistaken, right? No, he does have blue flame. I don't think these locusts are going to do very much at all. They're going to come very far in before dropping, and he doesn't even get, I think, more than 1 SCV. So that wasn't really too successful for him here. Vikings going to come in and, well, the entire army is just coming over to try and fight this right now. Vikings will start to land just to stop these units running away as easily and to pick up some extra kills. I think Bly is just losing the entirety of the army that came over here. souL very easily going to defend and take that gold base. I mean, from the lead he had early, he should be able to defend and attack like that very easily. And it's exactly what he does, is pushing forwards now, cleaning some creep up as he goes. He's going to be putting himself in a position to just go and basically attack through for the victory. I mean, he's going to get a siege on this 4th base, right? Once he's sieged on this 4th base, he can just push on through. I mean, once that goes down, it's a very simple affair. He doesn't even really bother about this creep spread over here. He just keeps on moving up. The tanks keep them sieging further back just to set up nicely. Hellions are morphing the Hellbats, and Overseer gets worked its way back by some Vikings. And a few Hydras just kind of trailing forwards for some reason. Well, they're going to go down. Bly already gives up on this base. He's waiting for the Locusts to arrive to drop onto the tanks with the Hellbats. Get themselves in the position to clean those up nice and quickly, although the Locusts spread pretty well. So a couple of tanks going down very quickly here, but well, I mean, there's still tanks left over, and the entire rest of the army went down in the process. Obviously, it's quite a while until the next wave of Locusts is going to be ready to go. It's just going to be seeing the push continuing up the left-hand side, I imagine, in the next few minutes. I say minutes, I don't think Bly's going to stay in the game for minutes. He does like to stay in the game until the very, very end a lot of the time, longer than other players would, but even for Bly, you'd be hard-pressed to stay at this one for more than a couple of minutes because, well, when your 3rd base is being roasted away at, probably not going to have a very good time at all, right? GG is called, and souL is going to go up onto match point for a 2-1 lead here now in this series. souL taking it into his own. We'd love to have you guys join us as a Twitch Prime sub. As we, for now though, kick it off into Game 4. Let's do this. To the top left-hand side from Team Expert, the red Zerg player. Give it up for Bly. His opponent here to the bottom right-hand side is the blue Terran player from OSC Elite. It's souL. Game 4 of this best of 5 series. Do set up to see just what's going to be happening over the next couple of minutes. Interested, especially personally, to see what does souL open with. Does he play Bio? Does he play mech? I guess, how does Bly open? Does he play aggressive again? Is that something he's really going to try and do once more? Because again, it isn't necessarily what you would kind of expect, I suppose. I don't know, like, a lot of the time you wouldn't expect it, but it's Bly, so you kind of sometimes do have to expect it. He's going to open with the 6 Zerglings once again, or 4 for now, just waiting for Lava to finish up. Lava, where are my Lava? Maybe he just goes for 4 because he doesn't have the third Lava to build into. Final set of Lings, what's it going to be? Probably a drone. At this stage, or the Overlord, I guess. Makes sense, I mean, just took him so long to get the Lava up. He isn't going to be able to get to 6. Tooling's going to go down the left-hand side, and Tooling's actually going to sit around up here and maybe try and catch this SCV moving forwards. So SouL going to be running up, and towards the natural expansions, you're going to see a couple of Lings will obviously not get the kill, but they will be able to start chasing it very early, and already bringing it lower on health might mean that they can actually get the kill before the SCV gets back home. Obviously, SCVs don't regen or anything. This is kind of cute though, but you know, maybe SouL thinks that these are the only 2 Zerglings on the map, in which case the 2 Lings for the south side might be able to get in there and really delay the CC, because it is just building, there's no protection for it. Reaper's on the way back, probably be a slight delay. As you can see, those Lings are about to arrive, and he's just going to send 1 Ling onto the SCV on the low ground. SouL will pull away, and we're just going to see that reactor build up on the high ground too. Reaper arrives back in, he will be able to protect this, and I mean about 10-second delay. Not bad, and that's why, you know, I think with 6 Lings, Bly still would have committed in on that Abyssal Reef game, because you know, with 6 Lings, you go in there and you're going to get at least 15-20 seconds delay, because 1 Reaper is going to take an eternity to clean up all of those Lings, right? It's not going to be easy. Not going to be easy at all, as we do see that Ling speed coming up here from Bly. About halfway done, the hatchery now coming up on the 3rd base as well. So Bly continuing to set up in towards this now as the starport. 75% of the way done, coming up here still. These couple of Marines actually getting very close to this Overlord. I think that Overlord might have stuck around in the main base just a little bit too long. Getting very low. It's going to be really close if it gets away or not. It does not. Bly hits a supply block. And SouL's having a pretty good early stage of the game again. This time he's changed it up though. No reacted Hellions. Reaction now Marines, a Cyclone coming up, and a Medevac about to pop out. Means he can get across the map very early, and this is a build which kind of is like a big counter to what Bly likes to do, because a Cyclone Marines early just gives you a lot of versatility in terms of what you can do in the units you have out to defend attacks, as well as being aggressive at the same time yourself. So Ling's on the way up for Bly, and we'll see how he wants to utilize these. Does he go aggressive with them, or does he just use them to defend that incoming Medevac in the next few minutes? And that's what we'll see very shortly. Here's a few more drones just continue to pop on up. The 3rd hatch is about to finish again. You see the Cyclone was locked on towards that Overlord. He is able to take it down with the Marines' help, and then we do see now SouL pushing out onto the map. Again, you can clean out watchtowers initially, you can just pick off Overlords. I mean, it's all going to work out as Bly's supply block once again. He's had a lot of supply blocks this game, obviously not all of them his own fault, at points just being, you know, Overlords being killed off by SouL. And that's something which maybe he has to take into better consideration here. As we do see this Medevac coming up towards the top side. A few SCVs going down, 3 have been killed so far. 4 of them going down actually, as the entire natural expansion is being evacuated, but Hellions are going to be able to hold on. Well, we'll see how much this kind of Marine Cyclone drop is going to get done. And actually, first Marine gets surrounded pretty quick. Now Queen's coming in and start targeting down the Medevac. 1 Marine lost, and he cleans out a few Lings. Obviously no eco damage, but hey, killing Lings forces more Lings to be made. So it is eco damage in somewhat of an indirect way. And the Hellion count looking good now to deal with larger Ling counts, as Bly going to run around the right side again, looking to try and run by in towards that base once more. Another lock on towards the Overlord. It's another Overlord kill here from SouL. Again, just hunting those down throughout the game and really dealing any damage you can with these units. The Marines drop off, and the Cyclone going to get to work. Those drones starting to be picked away at. 3 workers going down so far. The Hellions going to run by as the Lings at the front are going to start working their way through this. I mean, these drones are going to start getting barbecued, but there is Lings on the way to react. But the Cyclone in the main is still fighting Lings. I mean, they're doing some damage, but they're not going to do enough to actually stop this. And now the worker counts are really going to start dropping here from Bly. 12 workers lost one more and the gas should go down. Meanwhile, across the map though, Lings have broken through into the natural expansion. souL does not have units here to defend. Didn't have anything in production. One of the biggest issues right now might just be that he doesn't have the CC finishing. Looks as though, I mean, Bly could have really cancelled this or killed it off, and that would have been a huge deny. At the same time, he did kill 15 workers, so souL, from a worker advantage this would have been, he's now not going to have that worker advantage, but he has got his barracks set up here. Marine production will begin as the Nidus network starts up as well. Stimpack only halfway done. It's going to be a tough initial hold against the Nidus, so he's going to see an engineer there. The T-Book comes down. The CC needs to be repaired right here, and it will be repaired. The wall at the front will hold, so just about able to make that happen. There's another Marine or two coming out, and finally will start to push these Lings away in better numbers. Mules will drop down. Bly apparently needs to poop, but I think that's actually going to be a please pause that he just managed to hit O twice when typing it. So a quick moment here, guys, as souL has just made that defense. Now, what does he actually drop the Nidus down with? He doesn't have an overload on this side of the map, so I guess he can't go in the main. He will be focused on just the Lings then. He could drop one onto the other side of the wall off here. ZvT resume this. Get back in. We've seen these Lings sort of set at the front. I mean, I guess again that's how he's going to be able to try and get the Nidus over on this side, as we see more Marines on the way out, Medivacs too, but the longer he waits for the Nidus, I mean, you know, Stimpack's coming up here, there's going to be a lot of Marines out, and those are all things that are going to help to defend, but currently only 15 army supply from souL. It's really going to be not easy. It's not like you can just give away a load of SCVs either, right? He's up by only 4 workers, it's not a huge amount. SCVs are going to start pulling forward. Stim is 8 seconds away, it's just going to be a few moments. He's going to set up kind of like a pseudo wall to kind of minimize the units that can come out here as easily. There's the Stim. He gets rid of one queen very quickly. SCV is going to pull in and try and help fight against this. The wall has fallen, so the Lings are able to stream in too. The Marines are trading very well so far, though. Bunker on the top side goes down. 15 workers dead. Bly's already done some good eco damage. If there's now a Nidus on the other side, souL will target that down to stop reinforcements coming up on top of his Marines. Again, a big part of his defense right now is focused on the choke point that's created by this engineering bay, making his trade a lot better. Nidus goes down, souL survives, but down 23 workers from the attack. He is now currently down 27 in total in the game, but he is on triple CC, so he has triple Mule to fight back with. He has the upgrade lead coming in the next 45-50 seconds. Those are all things that are going to help him out as the double drop will load up, and across the map he goes. souL looking to get some counter pressure, some counter damage on to try and fight his way back into this. I mean, you kill 5 to 10 workers with this or just trade efficiently, and it could be enough to bring you back in as you pump out 3 SCVs at a time off of the triple orbital, dropping those mules as you go. It's definitely playable for souL. It doesn't look great, but you got to remember that Bly's supply is bloated by those roaches, and he will not have the 1-1 upgrades anywhere near the speed that souL has them. And again, souL will also be delayed on 2-2 because no armory just yet. He's just started up right now. You see this initial drop just going to load up once again and back away. May just go for some creep tumors, but I love this. The Nidus over on this side now. I mean, souL's got nothing on this side actually, and the Nidus definitely can, you know, get a couple of units through. I mean, even if it's just 3 or 4 roaches, they'll start doing quite a bit. These units that were in a medevac actually going to pull back home to help defend. So really can't afford to lose too many more units here. With the 1-1, he is going to push forwards, but the roach numbers pretty good, so he has to lift up once again. He's going to lose his starport actually, which is obviously a pretty big deal. I mean, that's, 150 minerals and 100 gas to build once again. It's not going to be cheap. This Nidus is going to go down. I think Bly is going to find a way to take this to a game 5 though. And this extra little bit of damage with these roaches really is going to start being a bit too much, I feel. And still, just souL unable to find anything with this medevac drop across the map. Kind of like the medevac drop. I thought it was a cool little idea to get some pressure going, but it just didn't do enough, and Bly took advantage of these units being out of position to get into the base of the Terran player to do even more damage once again. I did think souL had a chance in this with the triple CC up, etc., but obviously it wasn't enough of a chance, and Bly is going to be able to close this one out to, again, take us into a game 5. Much longer series, this one, in the TVZ than we saw in the first TVZ of the day. So we're still going to try and hold on and on as long as he can, but I think his time in this game really is limited. Nidus after Nidus coming into the main base. Lifts up a depot to finish the wall in the main again, but now Reactor's going to go down. Okay, the Nidus goes down instantly, but there's still these roaches at the front. I mean, there's a Reactor dead, but now a Nidus on the low ground. And all this time, as passes by, his orbital is currently burning down as well. Marines will come towards him. He'll do some damage, and actually across the map he starts to do some damage as well. Kills 10 workers. I mean, okay, 10 workers is nice, but it doesn't matter when you're down 36 workers still. Probably not quite. We see this orbital still burning. One SCV is trying to move towards it, and it will get there. These medevacs load up once again, going to hop to the other side where they're going to try and unload and just do a bit more damage where he can. Queen's picking one of them off, and souL is going to lose this medevac, I think. If he's not careful, he's going to take a couple more hits. Gets back over to this side where there is not that Queen to finish it off. Very fortunate. Otherwise, that would have been really the GG moment. As it stands, I mean, you gotta say, well, maybe there's still some kind of potential here. Sounds crazy, but he does have 1-1 upgrades. He does have triple mule. You never know, man. He's playing Terran. I love the fact that Bly just doesn't give up with these attacks, though. Again and again, Roach moving forwards, and we'll see the Marines turn to trade. Combat shield's a few seconds away, we'll help those out as the Cyclone falls. And the Marines just not going to be in high enough numbers here. The Roaches will win out this fight no matter what. And that means just again, this mineral line is ransacked. GG from souL, and we're going to a game 5 here between Bly and souL in our of this series. It's going down to the wire here. Some intense games, some very quick games as well. To the bottom left hand side, our blue Terran player from OSC Elite. It is souL. He's going up against the red Zerg to the upper right hand side. From Team Expert, it is Bly. Game number 5 of this series, guys, and again, I know little bits and pieces are a little bit off today, and not quite what the usual stream looks like. Very simply because we are casting from Poland and casting from someone's apartment who offered for us to cast here while we're in Poland when we had issues with the hotel Wi-Fi that originally was letting us stream, but then no longer all of a sudden. So, saving the day and allowing us to stream from here and allowing us to basically just cast StarCraft for you, where otherwise we might not be able to. So. And shout out to our eSport Euro property. Rotoron drops down behind the mineral line to kickstart things here in the 5th game of the series. As we do see a couple of lings of Bly moving out in towards the center and just looking to see what's going on. Reactor starts up on this barracks, a factory coming through as well, about halfway done. I mean, the initial Reaper is going across the map, and so the pull first will be successful to delay the CC. And if he pulls the Reaper back before seeing the Rotoron, it means that he's going to be completely blind to this aggression of the Zerg moving forwards. 3 Roaches on the way up, and souL has no idea at all. See how many Roaches Bly commits to overall? Probably 4, 4 or 5. He'll probably look to build Ravagers with the gas rather than continue to build Roaches. So it looks like there's going to be 4 Roaches as he goes into more drones already. He makes this somewhat of a pressure play, but obviously can give him quite the lead. If you do it correctly, as that SCV loops around a couple times and just delays this factory even landing on the reactor, because obviously the Ling will just block it if it's if the barracks lifts up too early anyways. Reaper moves in towards the center. And we're going to see a couple of Roaches and Ravagers here, going to be able to pick away at that Reaper. I went in the studio so that I have somewhere to work. The other option, if I don't run a studio, is that I cast from home, which is what we used to do, and it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't work because the house is too noisy. There's dogs running around, and I don't get enough money to comfortably move out to live on my own and be able to cast from there just yet. So it makes more sense to rent an office space and turn it into a little studio. Do that, as we see these Ravagers having a pretty great time. Well, first Cyclone's going to pop out though, the second Cyclone did get some build time. Oh no, the Cyclone, the corrosive bars though. Well, that hurts. The Cyclone going down very quickly. I mean, the Banshee's going to come out here though. I feel as though Bly should be moving in towards the mineral line already, rather than just sitting here forcing a cancel on the factory. I'm not sure. I mean, now he goes in towards the mineral line, but imagine he did this a little bit sooner. He could have gotten so many more SCVs. Yeah, a little bit of a misplay, I think, when you see quite slightly here. So we're going to be seeing these SCVs getting picked away. 5 workers killed, now 6. With that corrosive vial, and he will just not quite grab one more. 7 workers killed, souL 7 workers down. 3rd CC started, lost a reactor, a couple of depots. It's playable. Obviously, he has the Banshee out of counter harass as well. Barracks goes straight to the tech lab, and so I guess Tim is going to be starting here very shortly. 10 workers down from this aggression. As as we are going to see this lone Marine continue to poke away and push that Overlord up towards the upper side of this base. We're about halfway done. The hatchery coming up on this third base as well. That link speed also from Bly is on its way through. More Zerglings on the way out. A couple of Cryptiums dropping at the front. And Bly is going to be able to keep on pressing forwards now. Just connecting up his bases. Obviously his third hatchery comes in very late because of the way that he chose to build up in this game as he goes into souL. The extra barracks, I mean honestly with a 10 worker deficit at this point it's not too bad because I definitely think that he's got a good chance to really kind of keep on building up his own worker count. He's got some Liberate out to harass a little bit as well. So it really has gone very, it went well for Bly, but I don't think it's gone like insanely well that the game is over. It will be interesting as this Nidus network, as souL attempts to go in towards a Marine-focused follow-up. He doesn't necessarily have the units to defend against the Nidus, similar to that last game. He was on a very low Marine count because the barracks just hadn't been up long enough. And that might be why Bly focused on killing the, getting the factory to lift off and denying another Cyclone coming out. Because if there was a Cyclone on the map, that's immediately something that goes a long way to helping out in this sort of scenario. Liberator pushed away, no kills on it. Harassment is unsuccessful as souL does not see the Nidus in the main base this time. And so he's not going to be able to react to it by surrounding it with bunker, engineering bay, etc. More and more Marines on the way, no medevacs to support. Its Stimpack isn't finished for another 20-30 seconds either. Now the Nidus is heard as Queens pop out, Roach is coming through, the siege tank is on the way, but you know what, that factory is already very low. I wouldn't be surprised if he just targets that factory down. Stim as well is going to get denied here with 10 seconds to go, and Bly is looking as though he's going to deny his ZvT in the semi-finals. A Liberator comes back in, killed instantly. SCVs are dropping. Marines are not going to stand much of a chance. GG for souL. Bly is able to make it happen here with a lot of aggression, basically again and again, making this a 3-2 victory for him, and that means he will take